Well, Carolyn, when Sean D'Annunzio found out there was a break in the case, she was overjoyed, but just for a moment, because then she found out too much time had passed and there was nothing police or prosecutors could do.
I felt like I was deflated. I felt like I died. I couldn't believe it. I was just like a zombie.
11 years after her son Brandon was killed, Sean D'Annunzio got some news she'll never forget. Police in East Lansing finally received a tip about who was responsible. But the statute of limitations on what could have been a manslaughter charge had expired. Ingham County Prosecutor Stuart Dunnings delivered the news in person.
Having to go down there and tell her that was not one of the easiest things I've ever had to do.
It makes absolutely no sense that a witness comes forward and basically tells you where the person lives, where they, everything about them, that the person has admitted it, and then you're told you can't do anything because you're past 10 years.
Brandon, who was 24, died in October of 2000, 11 days after being punched outside a bar in East Lansing. Police released composite drawings of 3 young people seen at the scene. They put up flyers and did interviews, but the case went cold. Sean and her family hired a private investigator and tried to keep the story alive. Still nothing.
I know my son knows I've tried, but I just wanted to prove to him that I wouldn't stop and I would do it because they hurt my son.
But on the 10-year anniversary of his death, Channel 7 did a story, the state news did a story, and someone who said he knew everything about the case, who punched Brandon, came forward. He said he was filled with guilt, but it was too late. Police tried to talk to the so-called suspect, but he got a lawyer, and there never would be any charges.
I would ask him why he felt the need to have to keep it inside. What makes a person know that they killed someone and be able to live with it.
Sean has planted a tree in her yard in memory of her only son and watches it grow. She prays by that tree often. Now, Sean says she plans to go to state legislators to try to have the statute of limitations on manslaughter changed. She knows it won't help her case, but maybe it could help someone else's. She says her and her parents have some sense of closure, knowing who likely did this. They say they'll never have justice, but they would like an apology. Reporting live, I'm Cheryl Choden, Channel 7 Action News.
All right, Cheryl, thank you so much. Must be heartbreaking for the parents. The prosecutor does tell us that if whoever did this would have come forward immediately because there was no intent to kill, there is a chance he may not have served any prison time. Also, the statute of limitations only pertains to people living in the state. If the person responsible would have moved out of Michigan, he could have been charged.